What up, Brix Squad? This video is going to be very important, so I want you to listen up. If you are new to the channel, hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel because I don't play games. This is life-changing information and you don't want to miss any of this. So this is the second video of a 4-part series. If you missed the first video, I want you to click the link in the description right now. The first video is very instrumental. The second, third, and fourth video will be game changers. So make sure you stay tuned for this series. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to stop failing with weight loss. Now, before I get into how to stop, I do want you to stop and appreciate every single time you failed in the past, because it is very valuable experience. You've learned a lot, and I do want you to at some point stop and reflect. I don't care if you're journaling, if you're just like in your mind thinking about the times that you have fell short. I want you to analyze why. There's a lot of valuable information in those experiences, so I do want you to leverage that, and I do want to kind of plant that seed in you. If you're anything like me, you failed dozens, if not hundreds of times over and over again. With today's video, I'm going to share with you some simple tips or some adjustments that you can make so that you'll never have to fail again. And the last one is super duper important, so make sure you watch the entire video. Tip number 1, have realistic expectations for yourself. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they try to do too much too fast. They have these lofty goals, and that's all fine. I'm all about having big goals, but you got to understand how progress happens. It happens in very small intervals, and you want to create momentum. Don't bite off too much in the beginning. If you haven't been to the gym in, let's say, 3 years, I don't think it makes much sense to try to go to the gym 5-6 times a week when you haven't been at all in 3 years. Start off maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And if you go 3 or 4 times a week, great. That's like extra credit. I've never met a teacher who would fail a student for not doing extra credit. So just look at that as icing on the cake. Take your time. And I know that's not what most people want to hear. I get it. But I'm telling you from my experience, I personally have failed hundreds of times. I put back on 50, 60 pounds 4, 5, 6 separate times. And it was always because I was trying to do too much too fast. I wasn't being patient. Look, you want to set yourself up for success. Now, there's science behind this stuff. No matter how big or small the goal is, if you reach a goal, there's something chemically that happens in your body that encourages you, that inspires you to keep going. So when you set these big, lofty goals that you can't even imagine realistically reaching, you're only setting yourself up for failure. So if you make your goal to go to the gym 2 days this week, that's something that you feel like you can handle. You can get to the gym 2 days this week. And once you do that, like I said, that chemical response, that intrinsic reward that you get from reaching that goal, even though it may not have seemed like a big giant goal, that's something that's going to create momentum. That's going to allow you to be inspired constantly to keep going. And that's the goal. That's how you will stop failing. Tip number 2, and this is a big one, control your environment. Listen, stimulus control is the key to successful weight loss and a better relationship with food. Your environment will either set you up for success or failure. The sights, the smells, the tastes, the organization of your surroundings, they all influence your decision making. They all influence your cravings. They all influence how you develop your relationship with food and the choices you make. So if your goal is to lose weight, do you think it makes much sense to have a cupboard full of cookies all over the place, and then you have boxes of sugary cereal on top of your refrigerator? You have white bread and all this crap all in your line of sight? It doesn't make sense. That doesn't support you in making good, healthy eating choices. Have a big bowl of fruit out. Have healthy snacks around. And listen, I'm not saying to cut all unhealthy foods from your diet completely. All I'm saying is make your home your safe zone. That's where you spend the most time. Put yourself in an environment at home that supports your goals. Listen to me. Look me in the eyes right now. Success with weight loss is going to require you to create boundaries, and you have to respect these boundaries. All right, next tip. Understand the process and anticipate the setbacks. It is inevitable. You can speak to anyone who's successfully lost any amount of weight. There were times where they were off course, where they quote unquote messed up. Messing up is where most of us go wrong. we start this snowball effect where we're like, all right, it's Friday night. I ended up in the pizzeria at 3 a.m. I might as well not go to the gym tomorrow. And then Saturday turns into Sunday, and next thing you know, it's 4 weeks later and you put back on all the weight that you lost. No, you have to anticipate that. You can't allow these little slight veers off course to take you way off your game. You have to anticipate it. I like to use this analogy. You ever got punched in the stomach and you weren't expecting it? There's a big difference between getting punched off guard and knowing you're about to get punched and bracing yourself for it. So that's basically what I want you to do. I want you to understand the process, understand there's gonna be times where you mess up, and I want you to brace yourself for it so that when you get punched in the stomach, you're not gonna be going down. You're expecting it. So that night you mess up, it's not gonna turn into 4 weeks off, and you'll be able to continually pursue success with weight loss. We all have this crazy idea of what we think the process of weight loss looks like, but here's what it really looks like. The process isn't linear. There's a lot of ups and downs in this process, and you have to understand that. Tip number 4, journaling. I like to compare journaling to a professional athlete watching game footage. They're able to assess what they did right, what they did wrong, what their environment gave them, how they reacted to it. If you spend some time with yourself analyzing your cravings, your emotions, what motivated you to get to the gym today, what discouraged you from working out today. Like if you start bringing some of this stuff from your subconscious mind to your conscious mind, it'll give you more information to strategize with, because it takes strategy to create a lifestyle that's going to support a weight loss goal. It takes strategy, it takes patience, it takes strategy. And if you don't have the information to strategize with, your strategy is not going to form. It's not going to be effective. So journal, even if it's just a few days a week, once or twice a week. I prefer to do it every day, but if you can't do it every day, if you can't commit to that, that's fine. There were times where I only journaled once or twice a week, but it was still very, very helpful in helping me stick to my goals and never failing again. Tip number 5, if I had to give credit to one thing for my success with my body transformation, it's the fact that I was always prepared. I prepped my meals. If I was leaving my home, I had my food with me. I carried Tupperware in a cooler in my trunk for 2 years. You can't allow yourself to be put into positions where your primal mind, when hunger kicks in and you have no food, you're scrambling around. Next thing you know, you end up in a drive-thru somewhere eating a double quarter pounder. That's because it's your natural instinct. You want to find food. You're hungry, so you cannot find yourself in a situation where you don't have access to foods that support your goals. And it takes preparation. You have to prepare, you have to plan in advance, you have to know what your schedule is like, what your day is going to be like, and plan around it. It takes a little extra work up front, but I promise you, this will prevent you from failing in the long run. And listen guys, if you have never meal prepped, or if you need some help strategizing your meal prep, I created a meal prep cheat sheet. I'm giving this away to you. It's a special giveaway, free. I'm not charging anything for it. I just want to help you guys succeed. So the link to that is in the description below. Guys, I mentioned momentum. Momentum is super duper important. It's such a powerful force. So next week's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to speed up the weight loss process. Strategically though, I'm not a fan of trying to rush the process, but there's something powerful about creating momentum. Also guys, I'm going to be going live tonight at 7 p.m. If you are not watching this on the day that I released the video, the link to that live stream is in the description below. And as always guys, I'm just trying to share the wellness with you. So get well and get money.